The view from San Jacinto is the most sublime spectacle to be found anywhere on this earth.
I love San Jacinto Peak and the surrounding mountains. They're very special to me, and I've hiked to the top of San Jacinto in various weather conditions and via trails on all sides of the mountain. But when I heard this purported quote from John Muir, it seemed strange to me. While it is indeed a grand view, it seemed like a strange statement for a man to make who had traveled all around the world, and in a time when it was more difficult to do so than it is now. It seemed that someone like John Muir would be more tempered in his statements. So I decided to investigate. I found an article from the Desert Sun newspaper in Palm Springs, which described John Muir's visit to Andreas Canyon at the base of San Jacinto in 1905. He camped there for 6 days in temperatures ranging from 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the article, which I've linked to in the description, doesn't mention a visit to San Jacinto Peak. The earliest instance of the quote that I could find was in an article titled "The Lordly San Jacintos" by Weldon F. Healden from the July 1963 edition of Westways magazine. I was able to view this magazine on site in my local library's archives, and it did have the exact quote, but nothing more and no backstory. It just quoted, as John Muir said, and gave the quote. I was able to find the story of John Muir visiting San Jacinto Peak in a short 21-page book titled Legends and History of the San Jacinto Mountains by K. P. Frederick, published in 1926. Because of the age and rareness of this book, libraries don't loan it out, so I pursued getting scans of its pages. Even though this book is now in the public domain and not protected by copyright, I had to get a partial scan of its pages from one library via an interlibrary loan request, and then I called a different library to get the remaining pages. Once I pieced the book together, it said that John Muir visited the mountain and found the view grand, but it didn't give any more information than that, and didn't provide the exact quote. There were also no references to support the story. So, this might have been a real story, and maybe John Muir visited San Jacinto Peak on the same trip he made to Andreas Canyon, or on a separate trip. But it could also be a local legend that has developed and made its way into publications. Do you have any information on John Muir's purported visit to San Jacinto? If so, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy a good nature book, consider checking out my book, Ghosts of the Wilderness. It's all about my adventures seeking out the rare animals and artifacts that had eluded me in thousands of miles of hiking. You can find a link in the description. Thank you very much.